Good morning everybody, and this is your S&P 500 day trade setups for today. So yesterday was a bit of a chaotic day. Had a fairly decent entry for a trade and we got stopped out. So basically what has transpired, and I'll show you on the lower time frames, is that we've formed a bit of a falling wedge. So it's a bearish pattern, bullish pattern, and we've come back down on the 8 hour pretty much onto our moving averages here, just short of the 66 EMA, so probably around the 50 EMA at the moment. We did kind of bounce off the structure here. So you can see that was the previous high. We tested it a few times and we've come back and tested it again. So yeah, hindsight being a perfect science, it would have been a great entry. However, we had a solid move up. So you were looking for a half decent entry. A half decent entry for me was around here, a little bit higher than that, but I think 44.60 was the area that we got in, and that was null and void. But anyway, that's the way it goes. At the moment on the 3 hour, you can see diversions, low, higher, low, where price is low and low. So we sort of bounced off the bottom here pretty strongly. So 44.25 was a fairly decent area. Options expiry this Friday. So and as far as I can see, the strike levels are around 44.40 area. So those are where the major strike levels are for the puts and the calls. So that basically means we're probably going to range about in this zone where we are now for the next couple of days until expiry. So yeah, there's nothing really we can add to that. I think maybe just review yesterday's trade. Basically took it off the Fibonacci as well. So we were looking at this double top, double bottom here structure. So we're looking for a trade off 44.61 area there. And you can see there was a lot of, there was a pin bar here as well, which got me fairly excited. So got in there, but that didn't work out. You can see stop was below here, and basically we pushed down and nailed the stop. And that's pretty much the reason for that. Would have been there would have been quite a few people that would have been taking that trade, because you broke through structure aggressively, nice strong upward move. So you wait for the pullback. There's the pullback, got some kind of form of structure on this level, buy into it, and then you can see the bears just pushed through and started triggering stops all the way down, and then a lot of stops below here, which is why you've got this acceleration bar at the downside, straight onto structure. Anyway, that's what it is. Win some, lose some, and the name of the game is to win more than you lose. So I think that's, for me anyway, is the first loss for this week, or for this month actually, so not too bad. Anyway, what are we doing at the moment? There is a bit of structure here, which we are flirting with. So you can see there quite a few interactions with that level. We did bounce off it yesterday at the close, and down at the moment we've got a small little gap up. We've broken this trend line. So I'm waiting for an hour close above this 44.50 area. So yeah, I don't think there's going to be much on offer today, to be honest. I think 44.50, 4400 is kind of going to be the area that we're sort of going to flirt with at the moment. So yeah, any pullback onto structure should be bought, and I think you're probably going to find that 44.60 area is probably going to hold us up as well. So yeah, nothing really for me at the moment that I can see we need to pay attention to. Obviously we've got a gap up at the moment on the cash market, but it's still early days, so this could just roll back and up and down. But yeah, I think everything's pretty much flat at the moment. So I don't see any opportunities right now. We need to regain some structure, and this level down here at 44.25, we didn't quite bounce off it properly, so we closed below it and then accelerated back up it. So often when that happens, I expect price to come back down. So all we're looking for is a new high. So this was a previous high. I'm looking for a new high here on the fractional level, pull back onto structure, and that'll get me buying into it again. So we'll just wait patiently for some structure and before we jump into this. But I suspect we'd probably muck around here and then go up and tag 4,500 up there. I think that's pretty much what we're looking at. Lastly, before we actually close off, so you can see this tail here. If I draw a Fibonacci up there, you can see the bounce was just short of the 61.8 and just on the 50 as well. So that was the previous major low. You can see there was a low, and that's a higher low. So that was the structure. Draw your Fibonacci up there, and you'll see what happens. As I say, hindsight is a perfect science, isn't it? So, but it helps to actually just analyze after a trade, just to see what's going on unemotionally. What did you do wrong? What did you do right? What could you have done better? So I'm quite comfortable with the trade I took yesterday. It was the right decision at the time. It just didn't work out. So basically, you can see the structure forming here. You can see there's a bit of structure there. You can see how we started inside bar, started moving around, and there's an engulfing bar. Everything is looking fairly solid. The only thing that's against us here, we're below the moving averages, and you can see how we're testing 155. So probably should have had a closer stop, stop being underneath the structure here. Anyway, enough rambling for me. I'm sit on hands at the moment. We'll just wait for some decent structure, because what could happen here is we could form a bearish structure, and then I want to be in on that short. So at the moment, we've got crossover of the moving average as well. So just wait to see what structure forms. I need to get a bounce up, pull back, and then look to buy. Otherwise, we'll wait lower down for an opportunity to buy back into this. Anyway, that's it for me. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.